Hello everyone, Zelrant here. A few days ago, Etheria Restart's final test had ended. Now, I hadn't got the chance to kind of go over the announcement they had right after it ended, as I've been kind of busy with all the new stuff coming out with Girls Frontline 2 and those announcements, as well as a couple other things. But they did have an announcement back on May 20th here, kind of based on what we can expect going into launch now that the final test is complete. And so I thought I'd just go over it and give my thoughts on it, and maybe what other things we may be looking at expecting. So it kind of says, first and foremost, they gave a gratitude to all the members that have participated. Over 200,000 people participated in the beta. Now, I played it a little bit in the beginning. I know a lot of the other content creators played it a lot longer, but I'm not a big fan of just constantly playing a beta when I know all the data is going to be wiped. I kind of like to just get the idea of the game, how everything works, which I got to test a little bit of everything, and then from there, just call it good. And as we already know, I've made my decision that instead of taking advantage of the rebate with the final test to get a little bonus on the top up of my spending that I'm going to do, I instead plan to do a reroll on launch. I don't know why, I just really like doing reroll. I think I'm like Vulcan, where I just really like doing the rerolling as well. I find that they're quite fun to kind of talk with people as we're doing it at the launch of a game. But we have that, and then 20,000 people that have joined the Discord, so that's always good there. Now, they also mentioned here, before the official launch, we aim to add more benefits to free-to-play players, which is going to be great for people like me who decided not to take advantage of the rebate, since the only advantage we're really getting by re-rolling is kind of trying to start off with a good set of characters that we want. Not just, so, like, for me, I want to get a copy of, like, Lily or Doki Doki in the beginning. And so that's other than that, we're not going to have, depending on how much money you're planning on spending, like me, I'll probably just dump $100 on launch. I don't get to take advantage of that rebate, so much of the spending type stuff I won't have as much access to. So it's nice to see they're going to give a little bit more to the free-to-plays going into it. The biggest thing here is, this one's really huge, especially with my pull plan, is the reducing the targeted summon pools from 100 to 80 to guarantee the unit. So the pity's been lowered, which includes constant and disorder, or light-dark animus units, making it easier for people to acquire them. That was a really big thing. I was kind of like, it cost triple the amount of currency on that to pull for the light dark unit. And if you have to go all the way to 100, which you have very good odds of happening with a 1% pull rate, you can burn through your currency really quick. And with my plan and my strategy, after re-rolling, I plan to basically be done with the permanent banner, as well as, which includes the light dark one and the one that has all the units. Simply being, I don't want to get dupes, and with these being lowered, it brings it in line with those permanent banners. Because the one benefit the permanent banners have, and I think they still have it, is they have that soft pity of 50 pulls, but then they have the hard pity of 80. So you're going to get units more often on those banners versus the fixed limited ones, simply on the sake that they had a lower hard pity. But now by lowering it to 80, it actually matches. So even though it doesn't mention soft pity here, bringing that hard pity down makes it where it's going to be somewhat in line. So if you're a patient person like I am and would rather wait for very specific units that you want to pull on versus going with the random ones that the permanent banner has, this is going to be very good for your free-to-play, because they do throw a lot of pulls at you in this game. And if you just don't want to put it up the chance on that permanent banner after you get everything you want from the reroll, you're going to be set with this, because you just got to wait till they rotate in the other units that you want. So I really like that change. Makes it a lot better. It still kind of sucks there's no soft pity on it, but I can see they got to have a reason for people to want to pull on the permanent banner as well. So overall, pretty good there. Add the anime exchange tokens to the Summit Arena shop. Players can use the Summit Arena shop tokens to redeem anima, enabling free-to-players to obtain more. So what I'm understanding from this, if you remember one of my first videos I did where I made like a huge mistake on when we did the live stream, is you could buy the dupes for the currency, one of the currencies in the game, but it was dupes. You could not actually acquire the unit with this currency. So the second one looks to be that there's going to be a way to actually save up points through the real-time arena to basically buy out an anima in the game. At least that's the way I'm understanding it. Players can, it says to redeem anima. It doesn't say like the dupes or whatever they call the dupes. I forget the term for the item that's a dupe. But that would be really good if you can outright buy some of the units. Maybe it's rotating on which ones you can as you save up. So that'll be really good for free to play, especially for people that want to get very specific units if it's not random. Then you have, during the growth boost period, players who reach level 30 will also receive anima exchange tokens as a reward. So another way to get more of them. Now that doesn't specifically state whether or not it's random on these, but we'll kind of have to see when it comes out. But anything that can help you make your account better, especially if you're like me and you're just going to hold on to your pulls for the limited banners where you can target a specific unit. Anything that can help us get more in the beginning of the game is always going to be good. Okay, and then additionally, I'd like to address 2 key areas of feedback received during the test. The gender ratio. So in the world of Etheria, new characters will be introduced in the future, including both male and female. So they had, I think if I remember, there was a pretty good ratio to it. I think there was a little bit more on the female side, but I think that's like fairly typical for gacha. But they have quite a few males, so it's not like too unbalanced. And I think a lot of people like the males in the game as well. They're not just kind of like your generic males and all the females are the good ones. So overall, that's good to know. That's for all the people that like have their, what do you call them, husbandos in the game, that they are going to continue coming out. And then regarding whether Anima is effective in Summit Arena or the real-time arena, sincerely apologize for promptly identifying and clarifying this misconception. Anima is effective across all current gameplay modes in Etheria Restart. We've designed multiple ways to acquire the exchange tokens. Moving forward, we'll continue to monitor and optimize the gaming experience. So they're going to be having, and then they mention here they're going to have another episode of Hyper Talk, which I will be live streaming when that comes live. But from what I understand here, they say they're effective across all gameplay modes. I'm not completely understanding that to a certain extent. What's going to happen with Real-Time Arena is ultimately there's going to be the meta teams. People are just going to design the best teams. And it's going to slowly evolve based on whatever the current meta is. You're going to probably have like your meta team. Then you're going to have like the counter to the meta, which is going to be like a team that is good against the meta. And I think it'll slowly shift based on whatever's popular at the time. It's almost like a rock, paper, scissors situation. If scissors is popular, is the initial popular meta, then everybody that wants to counter them is going to do rock, and paper is going to be kind of not played, and then it'll slowly switch or shift as they start moving to the counter. Then you'll start seeing the equivalent go in that way. But that's the way at least I can see it happening. Because it does seem fairly balanced from what I've seen. I haven't participated too much in the real-time arena yet, simply because I didn't put enough time into the beta to actually get to the point to do real-time arena. But overall, pretty good. I mean, they are making adjustments to the characters as well, so we probably will see an eventual announcement, whether it's in the broadcast or just another announcement here on buffs or nerfs to characters to make them work or more in line for the launch. We'll just kind of have to see when that happens. And the community manager will address additional community feedback and share official information, including new characters, events, United Front goals, or Guild vs. Guild details. And we hope to continue to follow Etheria, and support Etheria Restart, and look forward to reuniting with every hyperlinker in the world of Etheria on June 5th. So the big thing will be, we'll have to see what happens on the broadcast. I mean, I'll be live streaming it and I'll give my feedback after that. But right now, it's kind of just wait. I mean, we don't have actually much time. I mean, we are at the end of, we're basically at the end of May here. So what, two weeks until it comes out? And I do plan to take that Thursday and Friday off of launch. So I will be live streaming it all day when it comes out. Now, hopefully my rerolls go pretty good, because I'll be rerolling all day until I get until I'm happy with what I have, or we get to that decision point of, I need to just take whatever my best one is at the time so that I can at least get all the dailies and push as far as I can before reset of the first day. We'll kind of have to see, but overall, I'm quite excited and ready to see what they have coming up with this next live stream, which, like I said, I will be live streaming when that goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I thought I'd just cover this, even though I'm a little bit late to it. But yeah, if you like my content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.